In Texas, we don't have what many consider traditional alimony. We have contractual alimony, and we also have court order spousal maintenance under Chapter 8 of the Texas Family Code. Maintenance or spousal maintenance ordered under Chapter 8 of the Texas Family Code is typically court ordered after a hearing, after a trial on the merits, to determine whether or not your spouse is eligible for spousal maintenance, or if you're the spouse looking to get spousal maintenance, whether or not you're eligible to receive it. This is court ordered, and as a result, spousal maintenance ordered by the court can only be on for a specific amount of time and a specific amount of money as ordered by the court and in compliance with the Texas Family Code. Contractual alimony, however, is completely different. It's a private agreement between you and your spouse, and you can agree to whatever numbers work best for your situation. In court-ordered spousal maintenance, there could be a number of factors that the court can take into consideration to determine whether or not a spouse is eligible for spousal maintenance. One example is the employment history of the spouse. Another example is the age of the spouse, the earning capacity of the spouse, the education of the spouse. And of course, there is the minimum reasonable needs test. In Texas, minimum reasonable needs is determined by the court by looking at how much would a residence be for your spouse? How much would gas cost? How much would food cost? Things that just provide for their minimum reasonable needs. Unlike many states, Texas doesn't have a standard of what your spouse was accustomed to living to during the course of the marriage. It's simply, what are their minimum reasonable needs? Spousal maintenance can be modified anytime there's a substantial and material change. Examples of that can include loss of a job, serious health conditions, a significant decrease in the earning capacity of the spouse paying spousal maintenance. One of the questions that clients and friends most commonly ask me whenever they're considering divorce is, how often is alimony awarded in the state of Texas? In my professional experience, it's not that often. The standard to prove that one of the spouses is eligible for spousal maintenance, as ordered by the court, is extremely difficult in the state of Texas to achieve. The court requires that that spouse go through what we call a minimum reasonable needs test, and to see if there's enough money either from the marital estate to provide for their minimum reasonable needs, or whether or not that spouse is going to have sufficient income to provide for their minimum reasonable needs post-divorce. In my professional experience, in most occasions in which spousal maintenance is awarded in an order to one spouse or the other, is typically done contractually by private agreement between the spouses in what we call contractual alimony. It's simply one spouse looking at the whole situation and saying, you know what, I want to give this other person X amount for X number of years because I cared about them. And that's the healthiest way to end a relationship. If you have questions about contractual alimony or spousal maintenance, please give the team at Palmer Law Group a call.